Hello and welcome to the Gifford Gymnasium for today's high school basketball matchup between your Wayne Hills Patriots and the Lakeland Lancers. I'm John Vitas alongside my friend and buddy Anthony Scadillo. Anthony, it's late in the season for this Patriot basketball team. They come in today against Lakeland, both teams with 15 losses on the year, disappointing seasons for both. It's senior night. The seniors are going to be commemorated for all their effort through 4 years of basketball. Is that going to provide any extra motivation for them because it's the final regular season game going into states?
Well, John, you have to look at it like a tune-up game for next week's state playoff game. Of course, the seniors are going to play a little extra. Look for John Giardello and guys like Peter Davies. Maybe he'll throw one down tonight, but these guys are going to come out wanting to make a name for themselves in probably their last home game. They're not going to see anything in the States, so you got to make a name for yourself here.
Now, this is Coach Pollock's first season as the Wayne Hills head basketball coach. He started out the season real rough. It took him a while to get that third win. And now they've strung out a few nice wins late in the year. They got up to 8 wins so far. Is this a game where on senior night you want to just play all your seniors, or is he going to try to build towards the future, meaning being that this is the last non-playoff game of the year?
Well, John, of course you're going to see your seniors play a little more than they normally would. Like I said, John Giardello is going to be one of those main guys that comes in more than you would normally see in a position for Scott Wills or Gazim. But next week, like I said, it's a state playoff game. You got to tune up for that game. You can't have just seniors playing and then lose this game and then have nothing to play for. And for next week's state playoff game, you're going to see the normal guys for most of the time, and then later in the game, you're going to see the seniors come in.
Now, looking at this game specifically, a team that's a little bit below Wayne Hills' level in Lakeland. Nothing that Wayne Hills is going to be overmatched in any aspect of the game. Fundamentals, what do they need to do in order to bring home the win tonight and avoid the choke?
Well, the one thing they've really had trouble with this year is turnovers. Turnovers from Mike Dries, from all different guys. So if they can cut down on the turnovers, this is going to be an easy win, but closing out. And in order to do that, keep the turnovers down, high percentage shots, easy win.
I think Matt Heskins is the key for Wayne Hills tonight. He's one of the sharpshooters on this Wayne Hills team. He gets a lot of the scoring when he gets open. Mike Dries is going to have to facilitate getting him open because Matt can drill about any shot on the court, and Wayne Hills has a lot of great scorers, and as long as they can able to penetrate, get guys open on the perimeter, they should be fine tonight. But last but not least, on senior night, you got to look back and think retrospectively at these seniors. There's 5 of them: John Giardello, Mike Dries, Matt Heskins, Sam Pressler, Peter Davies. I know they had a losing and disappointing senior year. They've had some success in the Wayne Hills program. Last year was a decent season. The years before that were great. How are these guys going to be remembered looking back 10 years from now?
Well, they're not going to be looked at as one of the most dominant teams to come through Wayne Hills, but they're going to look at a team that, tried hard and gave it 110% every single game, because that's exactly what they do. Even in their losses, they're, pressure defense throughout the game. So this is a team that tries hard, and it's one of the hardest working teams I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, these guys are going to be remembered for their unselfishness. There's no doubt about it. Sam Pressler, Matt Heskins, and John Giardello, they're only basketball players. It's their only sport. They work so hard all year round. We see them in the gym shooting all the time. They've had decent seasons. The supporting cast hasn't really been there, and those 3 guys are going to be remembered for their hard work off the court. Now, Peter Davies and Mike Dries are both football players. They did not have to play this season. They quit at the end of last year, and they could have just hung up their athletic careers at Wayne Hills after the football season, winning a state championship. But Peter Davies specifically going to Georgetown on a D1 scholarship for football, willing to risk that and put his future on the line to play basketball. It says a lot about how these guys look at this program in this season. And we'll be back with our senior night festivities after this. Low snap, it's one up. Fournier escapes the pressure, flushed down the pocket. Looks deep down the field. Intercepted by Wayne Hill. Across the 40-yard line. Near sideline. Oh, my huge block. Inside the 40. Gabino. Wide of the at the 38-yard line. Wayne Hills will take over in Valley territory with 5 minutes to go. What a block! Wow, that was incredible. It looked like it was Joe Lane, 64 on the block. We're gonna see it here. Troy comes to the side. Oh my! Oh, that is incredible. That is a block for the. Oh my God! Oh my! Oh my God! I don't know how to describe it. Well, like we said, a turnover would be big. Look! Oh my God! What a hit! What a hit! Boom! It was Joe Lane. Joe Lane on the hit. Oh wow! The hot teammates making it happen. Hand up the middle. There's a hole into the secondary. 10, 5, touchdown! Wayne Hill piling it on, and it's down 20-10.
and gentlemen, and welcome to Gifford Gymnasium. Tonight we honor our seniors in their last home game at Wayne Hills after dedicating 4 years to the basketball program. Please welcome number 5, Michael Drees, along with his parents, Michael and Giselle. Michael has been in the program for 4 years and has improved his game each and every year. Adept at using either hand, the 5'11" point guard demands the ball against pressure. This year, he has taken his game to a new level. He currently leads the team in scoring, assists, and steals, while he is also currently second on the team in rebounding. These stats prove that M. Drizzy has the all-around game that colleges are looking for, and he is currently being recruited by numerous NJAC schools. Number 5, Michael Drees. Please welcome number 33, John Giardello, along with his parents, John and Sandy. Another one of the 5 seniors who have been together for the last 4 years. John has taken to his primary role of being the first big man off the bench. A tenacious rebounder, John isn't afraid to mix it up on the inside and has earned the trust of the coaching staff and his teammates. The consummate teammate, John has shown through his work ethic in not only games, but practices as well, what it takes to be a Patriot. Number 33, John Giardello. Please welcome number 35, Matt Heskins, along with his parents, Ira and Donna. The silky smooth lefty is about as reliable on the court as you could hope for. A 2-year starter for the Patriots, Matt garnered honorable mention All-County last year, and he is primed for more recognition this year as well. He has unlimited range on his much-improved jump shot, and he leads the Patriots in three-point field goal efficiency. A tremendous foul shooter, he is currently shooting 80% from the stripe. Matt took a leadership role this year and never looked back. He is someone his teammates look to emulate on the court. Number 35, Matt Heskins. Please welcome number 40, Peter Davies, along with his sisters, Christina and Natasha. Pete has turned into a double-double machine this year on the basketball court. Averaging over 10 rebounds a game in the rough-and-tumble Big North, Peter has turned into one of the best big men in Passaic County. He had a career-high 28-point performance against Snyder earlier this year, adding 11 rebounds in that game as well. Peter does not only excel on the basketball court, he is also an all-state football player here at Wayne Hills and will be taking his talents to Washington, D.C., where he will attend Georgetown University on a football scholarship. Number 40, Peter Davies. Please welcome number 42, Sam Pressler, and his parents, Steve and Beth. The consummate gym rat, Sam can be found in the gym long after practice has ended, working on his game. A 2-year starter, along with his buddy Matt, he found himself in the role as the Patriots stopper this year. He is assigned with the task of guarding the opponent's most dangerous player and has done an outstanding job of shutting down such all-county players such as Connor Healy, John Larinaga, and DeJuan Lighty. Ranked among the top 20 in his class academically, Sam will no doubt make us proud one day. Number 42, Sam Pressler. We have one more honoree on senior night. 4-year stat keeper, first team All-League, Caroline O'Keefe. Come on, Caroline. And to be quite honest, the 5 guys at midcourt are replaceable. Caroline is probably not. We thank these 5 gentlemen, along with Caroline, for all their dedication to the Wayne Hills basketball program.
Do you want to?
That's fine. John, the cord's wrapped. Where's it wrapped?
The officials in tonight's game are Joe Peterson and Gene Lagon. And introducing the coaching staffs for the visiting Lancers, head coach Brian Phillips and his assistant Kevin Walker. And for the home team Patriots, head coach Paul Palick and his assistants John Goldstein, Phil Slater, Paul Palick, and Alex Lagasse. And now for the starting lineups for the visiting Lancers. Senior guard number 2, Jared Robbins, number 2. Senior guard number 31, Scott Miller, number 31. Senior guard number 22, Alec Wazalewski, number 22. Junior forward number 15, Thomas Bede, number 15. And senior forward number 33, Eric Sinke, number 33. And for the Patriots, senior guard number 5, Mike Drees, number 5. Senior guard number 33, John Giardello, number 33. Senior forward number 35, Matt Heskins, number 35. Senior forward number 42, Sam Pressler, number 42. And senior center number 40, Peter Davies, number 40. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise as we honor America with our national anthem.
Well, with the conclusion of our senior night ceremonies, it's certainly worth commemorating the seniors tonight. They've put forth so much heart and effort into this basketball program. I mean, they started with about 13 guys freshman year, and they're down to just 5. So obviously these kids, it's not a given that you're going to play 4 years of basketball. It takes a lot of dedication to the program to make it through these 4 years, and these 5 seniors certainly deserve to be recognized tonight as they were in our pregame ceremonies. So Anthony, coming into this game, 2 teams with 15 losses, Wayne Hills with 8 wins, and Lakeland with just 5. So obviously not exactly your high-intensity matchup. But it's a game that both teams are gonna definitely give it their all. Wayne Hills' his last home game for all these seniors, so definitely something to play for tonight.
Well, John, you're going to want to see, a lot of intensity coming out of Wayne Hills tonight. This is going to be the time for them to really run up the score and, really pat those stats. It's their last home game, and for a lot of these seniors like John Giardello, who knows how much he's going to play in the state game, this could be his last game ever.
Well, John Giardello gets the start tonight as the 5th senior on this squad. He usually is the first guy off the bench, but Darius Haber will give way to the 5th senior tonight here against Lakeland at home. So Wayne Hills opening up in a man-to-man defense, 20 seconds in here. Matt Heskins missed the baseline floater on Wayne Hills' opening possession. Getting inside for Lakeland is number 15, Thomas Bede, and he gets inside and gives Lakeland the early 2-0 advantage.
Well, this is my key player right here with the ball, Mike Drees, if he can hold on to the ball a little more often. And he's obviously a scorer. He's leading the team in scoring this year. That's something he hadn't been in recent years, but he's able to really score the ball, and he's also leading the team in assists.
Peter Davies posting up inside. He goes off the glass and gets it to go. Peter Davies ties things up at 2, and Anthony, I think we both can agree that that's an advantage Wayne Hills is going to have to take advantage of in this game.
Well, that's something they always take advantage of. Pete is one of the taller kids in Passaic County, and he really uses that height as best as he can, and he leads the team in blocks and rebounding, so obviously he's doing something right.
Well, Wasilewski's pass goes out of bounds, but they're going to call a foul on Wayne Hills, so it's going to stay right here. But Davies, the 6'4" center, a force down low. Obviously, he's built like a lineman because he is one, and he'll be off to Georgetown to play football in the fall. And again, talking about this unselfishness of the seniors as Miller travels. I mean, Peter probably would have been best advised by his college to sit this season out and start lifting and preparing for the football season in the fall, but he wanted to help out his friends on the basketball court, and boy, has he done that this year.
Well, that's right, John. He's really helped this team. One of the main games we saw that was against Manchester. Taquise Franklin, the center for Manchester, only had 19 points. Normally he's a 30-point scorer, and Pete was really able to contain him.
Drees for 3, and it's good. So Mike Drees gives Wayne Hills the 5-2 advantage. But like you were saying, Ann, I mean, Peter, in most games, like tonight, he's in a huge advantage for Wayne Hills. In that game, he's the equalizer and shutting down their best player. But, I mean, he's certainly been a force for Wayne Hills and a big reason they have those 8 wins this year. So we're 2 minutes in here in the first quarter, and there's Davies with the steal. Look out for the dunk, and there it is! Peter Davies slams it home, and Hills goes up 7-2.
Well, John, he's been talking about that all year. Oh, wait, Scadillo, I'm going to go and dunk. I finally got to see it.
Well, he finally got a shot. Peter's been living for that. That's probably the reason he decided to play this year. Always bragging about that he can dunk, and we've never seen it in a game. I mean, it's not the easiest thing for a 6'4" guy. You saw he had to give every ounce of effort to get up over the rim, but when he put it down, it looked good. And here's a steal from number 22, Alex Wasilewski, going coast to coast, and he gets the layup to fall. It hung up on the rim, but Wasilewski gets the disadvantage down to 3.
One thing Pete doesn't need to worry about is lifting. He has plenty of time since he does not play a spring sport. Like you said, John, maybe that's a concern for his college. I guarantee you went and told them, hey, look, guys, I have the entire spring season to get ready for you. I'll be good.
And it's not like Peter's not working out during this season either, as Drees is still smiling about that dunk to his teammate. Everyone knows Peter talks up those dunks so much, and to finally see him do it, it's fulfilling. As now Darius Haber is going to check in for Giardello. So John getting to play the first 3 minutes of the game, and now the normal starter, Haber, the only underclassman in the starting lineup, will check in.
Well, John, you spoke earlier of who to look forward to next year. That's your guy right there. Darius Haber, the only junior that really plays this year other than Gazim and maybe a little bit of Scott Wills, who's only a sophomore, but Darius is going to be the star next year.
Well, Pressler passed up the open look and tried to get it down low for Davies. Haber battles inside. Davies kicks it out for Heskins, pulls up from long range, no good, off the front iron. Rebounded by Wasilewski. And Drees almost got the steal. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to go over to Wayne Hills. So a turnover from Alex Wasilewski, and Wayne Hills will look to extend the lead.
Nice defense there by Mike. He's really able to catch up to people. His speed is ridiculous.
So Drees pump fakes, gives it off for Pressler. Wayne Hill's going to set up their motion offense. They get it to Heskins in the corner, back to Haber. Haber inside at the free throw line, kicks it out for Pressler, pulls up a contested 3, no good off the iron. Heskins with the board off to Haber. Haber goes baseline, draws double coverage. Davies down low with the spinning hook, and it's no good. Rebounded by Lakeland. Miller will push it for the Lancers. He looks to set up his offense now with 3:51 to go in the opening quarter. Wasilewski will hand it off for Bede. Bede to Sink. Sink from downtown, no good. Rebounded by Drees. And one thing I learned in the opening introductions tonight, Drees is the second leading rebounder on this team at just 5'10" or 5'11". I mean, that's a pretty good accomplishment for a point guard to be the second leading rebounder on your club.
That shows how hard he's trying, John. Crashing the boards every shot. That's fantastic. You don't normally see that from a point guard.
Haber no good from downtown as Lakeland gets the possession right back. This is Robbins over for Bede in the corner. Wasilewski will give it out for a three, no good. Jared Robbins on the attempt, and Drees will bring it up for the Patriots. Heskins on the wing. Haber off the baseline screen will get it now. They tried to get it down low for Heskins, but it was kicked away by Jared Robbins. Lakeland only with 4 seniors on the roster, but all 4 of them do start. So like Wayne Hills, 4 seniors and 1 junior in the normal starting lineup. So a pair of veteran squads here. Lakeland still has 1 or 2 more games on their schedule, so it's not their last game, but one of their last as Pressler hits that 16-footer from the baseline. Tough angle for him. He gets that one to go, and it's 9-4 Wayne Hills.
That's something they need in order to be successful in the state tournament. If they can get Sam Pressler some open looks and have him drain some shots, they're going to be very dangerous.
Wasilewski will look down low for Bede, and he couldn't get up enough for that ball, and Wayne Hills will get the possession with 2:17 to go in the first. Wayne Hills leading by 5, working on that 1-3-1 zone of Lakeland. This is Haber getting inside, or that was Pressler getting inside, excuse me. They couldn't get it to go, and now Lakeland will bring it back with 1:57 to go in the quarter. This is Sink getting down low, and it's going to go out of bounds over to Wayne Hills. So another turnover from Lakeland, characteristic of a 5-15 team. I mean, Wayne Hills has a history with Lakeland. They hooked up in the state championship a few years ago, with Wayne Hills coming out on the winning side of that one.
That was a fun game to watch.
It really was. Dan Deegan, the quarterback from Lakeland, if my memory serves me.
Yeah, you don't see many players as explosive as he was. Maybe the only person I can really compare to him that we've seen this year is John Robertson.
Yeah, and of course Devin Fuller.
Well, he's on his own. He's on his own level.
But that was really the last easy state championship Wayne Hills had. Of course, they lost the next year to Ramapo and pulled out the thriller this year.
Boy, was that exciting.
Oh yeah, we were on the field for that one, and something we'll never forget. As Davies gets down low, they swing it for Drees. Gives it to Haber off the screen. Heskin's going to drive inside, puts up a tough shot. No good. Tried to follow his own shot, couldn't get the rebound, and Wasilewski will push for the Lancers.
Well, the zone has really quieted down Wayne Hills' offense. They got to work around it somehow.
Well, the problem for Lakeland is that Wayne Hills' man-to-man defense has been even tougher. Lakeland just can't get anything going on offense. And you would think that the 1-3-1 is a type of defense that Wayne Hills' offense can break, as they look to go with a lot of baseline screens. And when you put that much traffic on the baseline as Lakeland travels, usually you can find openings in the corners. And Wayne Hills has tried to put the ball there tonight, but Lakeland has done a good job of trapping, as that 1-3-1 is a trap-style defense.
Well, you could have the best defense in the league, but if you can't score, that's unfortunate.
So a steal from Lakeland. That's Scott Miller. Wasilewski going to give it in the corner for Robbins. Back over to Sink. And now Miller. They set it up for Wasilewski, who's been running the point for the most part tonight. 34 seconds to go in the quarter. This is Sink inside, and it goes out of bounds, and they're going to say a little hesitation from the official, and they're going to give it to Wayne Hills. It looked like it went out of bounds off the Patriots, but Wayne Hills gets a break there with 27 seconds to go. Interesting to see if they hold it for the last shot or continue to attack as Dries has no sense of urgency. Coach Pollock telling him to play it safe with the ball as they almost got a steal, did Wasilewski. 12 seconds to go in the quarter now. Dries setting up a play, came from the bench. This is Heskins on the wing, 6 seconds to go now. They get it inside for Pressler. It's a contested shot, and they finally call a foul. That was an obvious one. It took them a while to blow the whistle. So with 3.4 to go in the quarter, Sam Pressler will shoot 2. Great defense from the opening quarter from Wayne Hills. 4 points for Lakeland thus far.
Well, John, we have seen a few turnovers from the Lakeland side. So
Not the most well-played game in the opening quarter tonight.
no, at least we got to see a dunk. That's always fun.
Oh, that's always exciting. As now Giardello will check back in with the 3 seconds to go for defensive purposes and to try to not let Davies pick up any fouls.
I think that's a smart move by Coach Pollock. Even though it's senior night, John is the main guy that goes in case Pete gets hurt. Now, of course, Pete is not in foul trouble tonight. Say in the state game he gets in foul trouble, John's going to be the guy going in. So why not start him up now?
Well, Miller's shot is an air ball short. But that's a great point, Ann. I mean, Peter is probably the most valuable player on the team. You don't want him picking up any cheap fouls late in the quarter. So a very smart call by Coach Pollock. And let's look at Peter Davies' numbers from this year in addition to last year. 267 points on the season. That's second on the team to Dries. 23 assists, 235 rebounds. That's a ton of rebounds. No one even close to him. I mean, the guy second with rebounds is Dries, and Davies has double that with 235, 17 steals to go with that. Peter, a shot blocker as well. I mean, you can't say enough about his value to this team.
Yeah, John, I mean, when you have a guy as tall as he is at 6'4", he can really dominate the players around him. And as a defensive lineman, he has, the foot skills and quick hands because he has to get around that offensive lineman. So with those skills underneath, it makes it so much easier for him to dominate the post in this sort of environment.
Oh, there's no question about it. He has the full athletic package as far as athleticism, height, speed, and size and strength goes. I mean, 6'4" won't get it done at the college level, but at this level, I mean, he's still a dominant player, even though he's only playing basketball 3 or 4 months a year.
I mean, isn't that crazy, John? At 6'4", he's playing center for us, but at the college level, that's a shooting guard or a small forward.
Yeah, it's a huge step for any player to make from high school to college, and size is always something that freshman college players have to overcome. I mean, you're used to being the tallest kid on the floor in high school, and you go to college and they're all towering over you. It's a tough adjustment to make, something that most players haven't had to deal with at the high school level. As getting inside for the basket is Thomas Bede, his second bucket of the night, and it's now 11-6 Wayne Hills. Scott Wills checking in for the first time tonight, the freshman guard, number 3. On the bottom left-hand corner of your picture, he's a sharpshooter as he tried to get open there, couldn't get it an open look. Dries gets inside, off the glass, and gets it to go. A tough shot from Mike Dries, elevating over the defense, and he gives Wayne Hills the 7-point lead.
Boy, that was beautiful.
So as Lakeland works the ball around on their possession, getting inside for the easy 2 is Eric Sink. So he gets his first bucket of the night, and Anthony, as we talked about, Peter will showcase each and every one of these 5 seniors over the course of the broadcast tonight. As Wills' pass is intercepted by Wasilewski. Dries in pursuit, and he gets the block, but they call a body foul on Mike. He did a good job of blocking that one with the left hand, but they bumped hips.
A little bit of a LeBron-esque play. John, you saw him in the All-Star game try to block Kobe Bryant from behind. That's really his play. Mike Dries, timed that one really well. Just too much of the body there.
Exact same play as the All-Star game, Anthony. Good comparison, but Dries kind of let Wasilewski get past him and then made up for it with the athleticism, ability to get up in the air. And he did a good job of blocking it, but he did get him with the body. So Wasilewski at the line now. Doesn't get that one to go. Davies with the board. Number 236 of his career. Dries pulls up from downtown. No good. Rebounded by Lakeland. Wasilewski looking to push the ball, gets it inside, but the pass goes into the back wall, intended for number 15, Thomas Bede. A good look from Wasilewski. Bede was cutting wide open underneath, but he stopped on the cut. And it ruined the rhythm of that play as Pressler in the corner swings it for Heskins. Dries at the top of the key. Kicks it out for Heskins. Looked like he was going to pull up from 26, but decided against it. Pressler in the corner. Dries gets inside, puts up a floater down low, gets his own board. Wills for Heskins, down low for Peter. Peter out to Pressler, puts it up, no good off back iron, rebounded by Lakeland. So a nice strong possession there by Wayne Hills to get some offensive boards and put up some nice shots, but they weren't able to get anything to go, and the lead stays at 5.
You see Coach Pellick take his jacket off. Looks like he's starting to get a little worried. Hills' offense has really slowed down since that first initial few minutes. This zone is really starting to slow them down.
Well, they're moving the ball around pretty well. The ball movement hasn't really slowed down too much, but
you can tell they want to go inside to Pete, though, and they're not able to.
Absolutely. I mean, every time they swing the ball, the guard's heads quickly spin to the middle to see if number 40's open down there. And they've gotten it to him on a few occasions, but even when they do, he's not in the best position. So give credit to the Lakeland zone. As Heskin's going to pull up from way downtown. No good. Off the backboard. That's a brick. Wasilewski will push it for the Lancers, working on Mike Dries with 5:15 to go in the half. Robbins up top for Sink. This is Miller in the corner. Looks like Lakeland's trying to get in inside too for their big man, Thomas B, but they can't do that. This is
mismatch with Wills.
Yeah, this is Robbins on Wills. That's a height disadvantage for Wayne Hills. Getting inside is Sink, no good. Davies with some good defense trailing the play. And Dries gonna work things around for Wayne Hills. Gets in the corner for Heskins, was open for a moment. Will's gonna pull up from downtown, no good. Heskins gets in there for the board, gets inside, good position for Matt, and he's gonna get blocked. It'll go out of bounds back over to Wayne Hills. And you see a foul there on Matt?
I was just gonna say a little bit of contact. Well, I guess they're letting him play a little bit.
It definitely could have been called. Dries for Pressler in the corner. Pressler's been covered well all night by Miller. Heskins for Wills in the corner, gonna pull up again and gets it to go. Scott Wills in there to do just that, and he hits the 3-point bucket and puts Wayne Hills up by 8.
Well, that's Coach Pellick's little prodigy over there. Scott Wills, he thinks he's gonna be the sharpshooter of the future for this Wayne Hills team, and as a freshman, there's a lot of upside for him.
Oh yeah, a lot of time to improve. He's got 3 more years. Basketball is his favorite sport. He's only going to get bigger. I mean, he's a little kid right now.
He's got some time to grow. Got to let puberty kick in.
He looks like a freshman out there, but experience-wise, he's more like a junior. He's gotten a good amount of minutes this season. And he's not afraid of the spotlight either. He never really seems to be too nervous out there. And that's a 3-point bucket for Scott Miller, his first basket of the night. And he gets Lakeland back into it 16-11. A big 3 there for the Lancers. They were starting to really fall behind on the scoreboard. Wayne Hills doubling up their point margin, and now it's just a 5-point game as Pressler with a nice move down low to finish, and he has 6 points.
It's a nice job of using his body there to get some momentum towards the basket.
So Wasilewski setting up the offense for Lakeland. 3:30 to go in the first half. A good defensive half for Wayne Hills. His beat is no good on the attempt. Haber with the rebound. This is Haber looking to go baseline. Gets it to Peter. Triple team. Kicks it out for Dries. Dries gets inside. Wills wide open from downtown. And it's good. Scott Wills with his second 3-point bucket of the quarter. And that'll get a quick timeout from Brian Phillips and the Lakeland coaching staff.
The sharpshooter of the future. You're watching it being molded.
So Coach Brian Phillips not happy with the defense there, as obviously they've made it a point tonight to stop Peter Davies, and they've done a pretty good job, Peter, with just 2 points tonight, but Wayne Hill's showing that they have other options to score.
Well, John, I don't know if this is normal for a bench, but when there's a timeout or something like that, you see the Wayne Hills bench is all huddled together, but there's still players on the bench for Lakeland. That's something.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
That's questionable in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, whether they're JV players or not, you want them in the huddle, at least to see what goes on at the varsity level, because in the future, they're going to be the ones on the court having to make plays. I mean, there's 4 seniors on this Lakeland starting lineup. I mean, they haven't even gotten a sub yet. They're only playing 5 guys. But still, you want those sophomores to hear what the coach has to say in a varsity game. But Hills now with a 10-point lead, 21-11, with 3 minutes to go in the half. Nice little spurt there, provided by Scott Wills, the freshman. Quick 6 points for him, and I mean he's been a big factor in this game.
Well, they figured out how to beat the zone, John. Drive and kick it out. That leaves the three-point line wide open.
And if you can get it to Davies down low, they've collapsed on him time and time again. And if they can continue to hit shots, it's going to be a long night for Lakeland. And if they back off on Peter, I'm sure he's going to make them pay as well. The three-pointer is no good, but Lakeland with the offensive board. Wasilewski playing well tonight for Lakeland. It seems like he's providing the most effort out of anyone for them. As Pressler had a quick breather, and now he's going to come in for Haber. As you see, Dries and Heskins the only players to not see the bench tonight. Davies and Pressler have had some quick breaks, and Giardello and Wills have split some time as well as Haber. So 2:40 to go in the half. This is Miller, alley-oop for number 15, Thomas Bede, who finishes. Bede has 6 points and a nice backdoor play from the Lancers.
Should have thrown it down, John. Made it much more interesting.
Well, it was a low lob to Bede's credit, but it was a nice play nonetheless.
Wayne Hills has got to pay attention for that. He can't leave the back door open.
Yeah, maybe Coach Phillips saw something in Wayne Hills' defense and he exploited it in the huddle, maybe setting up a set play maybe, because that was a beautifully designed lob as Dries continues to battle, showing why he's second on the team in rebounds, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
He just has such incredible athleticism. I mean, one guy in the NBA I could compare him to is Jason Richardson. Guy who can jump. He's not that tall, but he can shoot at the same time. Very similar in my mind.
Well, there's no doubt Dries has a ridiculous amount of athletic ability. Is the first sub for the game is Paul Rothloff coming in for the Lancers. Rothloff just a sophomore, so the youngest player to see the court for Lakeland tonight. Dries' second free throw is good. So he now has 7 points on the night. Tied with Pressler, or actually he leads the team now in scoring. Pressler and Wills both with 6. 23-13 Wayne Hills in full control right now. Lakeland hasn't been able to get anything open on the perimeter. They've only attempted 1 or 2 3-pointers thus far. And apparently they're a pretty decent shooting team as well. From what I've heard, getting inside is Sink. Can't get it to go, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
John, it's good that you see on Hills' offense that Wills is one of the main scorers, because if you can add another weapon to their repertoire coming into the state playoffs, that's fantastic to have in case Heskins or Pressler or Davies or even Dries get shut down. You could go over to Wills, have him shoot from outside, and be confident in that.
Sink hits the first one, but not only for the state playoffs, but for the future. Haber and Wills are really the only underclassmen to get significant playing time this season. And of course, Gazim Musini and Corey Van Der Blue, Matt Greenfield, Preston Quinn, all going to be key contributors to the team next year, as well as Matt Connell. They're all going to have to play a starting role and significant minutes off the bench. And for guys that have played very, very limited minutes this season, as Wills pulls up from downtown and he hits it again. Scotty Wills is 3 for 4 from downtown, and he extends the lead to 12.
You get the head nod from Coach Palick, you know he's loving that.
Well, that's why he's in there. And he was wide open again. Wayne Hills' ball movement getting Wills open. And these seniors will take that all day long. You know they want to win on senior night, and right now they're up by 12 against the mediocre Lakeland team who's giving it their all tonight. A good defense from Heskins as Bede couldn't get it to go. He wanted a foul. Didn't get it. 43 seconds to go in the half. Dries going to set up the offense. Heskins hands it off for Dries. They swing it for Wills. They're trying to get him open again off of Davies' screen. And they're going to call a travel on Dries, so it'll go back over to Lakeland. Giardello going to check in now for Davies, as well as Haber for Will. So the leading scorer gets a breather to finish off the half. And you'd expect to see more of him in the second half to try to bury this Lakeland team early. Wasilewski for the sub Rothloff. Posting up Bede, working on Heskins. Bede with a nice move down low, but no good. Rebounded by Giardello. Giardello with 25 rebounds on the season. He's done a pretty good job racking those up this year.
That's his job, not a scorer.
But he gets called for the moving screen there. So they'll go back over to the Lancers with 6 seconds to go. So with 4 seconds, Wasilewski off a screen is going to have to chuck one up. Working on Dries, floats it up off the side of the backboard. So that's going to do it for the first half of action from Wayne Hills High School, with your Patriots leading the Lakeland Lancers by a score of 26-14. So Anthony, a little slow going in the first quarter with the scoring, but it picked up pretty well for Wayne Hills in the second quarter, and they see themselves with a 12-point lead. What is Coach Pollock going to tell them in the locker room, and what do they need to continue to do in the second half?
Well, Coach Pollock definitely knows how to beat the zone now, and he's going to try to reiterate that to his players. Look, you got to drive and kick it out, and you have guys like Wills and Pressler and Heskins who can really shoot the ball extremely well. So if they're able to get the ball on the outside wide open, they're going to hit those shots all night.
Well, they've done a great job of spreading the wealth tonight. Wills with 9 points. Davies just 2. They've triple-teamed him like we said, but it's gotten the guys open around the perimeter. Pressler with 6. Dries with 7. Heskins yet to score, so he's going to have to get things going. But even though he hasn't scored tonight, he's scored plenty over the course of his career. Matt Heskins coming in with 515 points in his Wayne Hills career, leading anybody on this team by over 100. He's put up great career numbers, 181 assists. That also leads anyone on this Wayne Hills squad for career stats. 216 boards, 119 steals. That's first by a wide margin as well. So, I mean, putting tonight's game aside, I think statistically Heskins has had the best career out of anybody.
Yeah, John, he's been a really superb player. He's been one of the few to play since his sophomore year on. He had a few big games as a sophomore, and even just to get that experience, even if you're not starting or playing a lot, to know what it's like in a varsity game as a sophomore allows you to really excel in your junior and senior years, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, Heskins has been a mainstay in the Wayne Hills lineup. He's never been injured. He's always calm on the court, a very reassuring presence. If you ever get rattled, he's always going to be calm. He's never going to be rattled by the pressure of the crowd. He's a very laid-back kind of kid, and that's portrayed on the court, but it's not like he doesn't have effort. He still goes hard out there. He's just always calm, and he always gets the job done every night. I mean, I don't remember him having a bad game ever. Tonight he hasn't scored, but he's distributed the ball. He's made a positive contribution to the team. And now let's look at a pair of some scholars in the classroom as well as basketball players on the court. John Giardello and Sam Pressler. We'll start with Sam, who also has some pretty good career numbers. Of course, good buddies with Matt Heskins. Those two have always been linked in our minds as the 2 starting guards from last year, the only 2 underclassmen to start last year. And of course, they've carried their experience into this senior year. Looking at some of Pressler's numbers, 389 points for his career, 84 assists, 194 rebounds, and 70 steals. Great totals for him. I mean, he's had a disappointing year this season. He hasn't had a terrible season, but by his standards, he's very disappointed in his play. Hasn't really gotten a lot of open shots with the new style of offense. He's kind of been a victim of Coach Pollock's new style. I mean, Sam's an immensely talented kid. And even though he probably won't be playing at the college level, he's had some offers from smaller schools, but he realizes that his future is in between the ears because he's a bright, bright kid. I think he's 14th in the senior class as far as GPA goes. He's going to be headed off to a real great school no matter where he goes. He's an extremely bright kid in the classroom, great work ethic in the classroom as well as on the basketball court, and he's had a great career, but he's got an even better, brighter future.
Yeah, John, he really does. And one of the things he's done so excellently is take to his new role. He understands that he was a scorer during his sophomore year. He would come in off the bench and, light up a 3, what Mr. Wills is doing right now as a freshman. But last year, he was a 3-point machine. He would light it up almost every single game from behind the arc. And this year, he's a defensive stopper, and he's taken that role excellently. And I'm very proud of the way he's played. Yeah,
Sam is an unselfish kid. He wants to win. He wants to do what's best for the team at all times, and he's going to be sorely missed here at Wayne Hills, as is our boy John Giardello, a very vital part of our Wayne Hills TV program. He's our #1 cameraman, so he's sorely missed in the winter season as he's too busy making positive contributions on the court. He's not able to help us out, but he's another steadying presence on the Wayne Hills team. Another kid that is always calm. He's another laid-back personality. And I mean, he's the kind of guy that you want in your locker room. He's always going to be positive, always going to be there for support. Again, another guy who's always reliable, never gets hurt. I mean, Anthony, you're close friends with John as well.
Yeah, John is one of my good friends, as well as the video club president. He's academically, he's right up there with Mr. Pressler. But another guy who's taken to his role extremely well. He didn't know what his role was going to be coming into this year. A new coach, you know, one of 5 seniors on the team. He was like, oh, maybe I'll start, maybe I'll have significant minutes. And, you know, he hasn't had that because Pete's been playing so well. And he understands that. He understands what his role is when he comes into the game. He's going to come in, get rebounds, and, you know, play really scrappy. And that's exactly what he's done. And he's got another one with a bright future ahead of him.
Well, this is why we do senior night. These kids on the basketball team, all 5 of them, are great individuals off the court, great students, and really fun people to be around. They're all real great kids. And they're going to be moving on to bigger and better things after this basketball season is over. So with that, we'll cap off the first half of action with Wayne Hills leading 26-14. We'll be back with the third quarter of action after this. I mean, Anthony, you know a thing or two about broken upper body limbs.
That I do.
Kickoff taken by Dowling at the 30, breaks it at the 40, he's got room at the 50, there he goes, 40, 30, 25, 20. Let's go! Welcome back to the Gifford Gymnasium for tonight's high school basketball matchup between Wayne Hills and Lakeland, with Wayne Hills leading the Lancers 26-14 going into the third quarter of play. Wayne Hills playing very well so far on offense. Scott Wills with a spark off the bench, 9 points in the first half for him, all coming off of the 3-point basket. And he starts the half on the bench. Wayne Hills with their normal starting lineup in there, with Haber in place of Giardello. Davies double team, kicks it out. Haber pumps a 3, gives it to Heskins, who drives inside. Nice pass down low for Davies. The hook shot goes for Peter. So Peter's second bucket of the night, and Hills brings the lead to a 14-point advantage.
John, I am very impressed with this Wayne Hills offense. We saw they struggled a little bit early after Pete's dunk. They kind of slowed down, but after they learned how to beat this 2-3 zone, it's been nonstop since.
I mean, they've improved so much. We called 2 games earlier in the year. We called the opening night matchup and then the 5th game of the season. And those games were both in December, and they did not look sharp on offense at all. And it could be because they're playing a bad team tonight, and that's probably what it is. But, I mean, their defense looks better. Their offense looks sharper. They gave up 70 points against West Milford in the game that we called on opening night here at the Gifford. And tonight they've given up just 14 in over 2 quarters of play. Davies off the pass from Dries, and he gets the layup to go. I wanted him to slam it down again.
You were getting ready for it, John. You were gearing up.
But a nice pass. Nice pass from Dries. Inside is Bede for the layup. Bede leads Lakeland scoring with 8 points.
Dries and Davies are good friends, so that connection is there already, even before the basketball season started. And like I said, their relationship is great, so their communication level is also fantastic. That's easy for them.
No question. I mean, there's pretty good chemistry on this team. That's why it's kind of a surprise that they've only won 8 games this year.
That's why they're going into states extremely confident.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, if you look at their schedule, by my count, they're 5-4 in their last 9. So I mean, they've really stepped it up of late against some pretty decent teams. And this is the team we expected them to be, a 5-4 team, a little bit over 500. That's what the expectations were before the season. And really, unfortunately, I think they fell victims to a new system being implemented by the new coach. As they're going to say, Haber stepped out of bounds, but he didn't.
That was a bad call. He did not have a good angle at that, and he called it.
No, he didn't. But, yeah, that's what I really think it was the first half of the season. They lost a ton of games. They started something like 2-12.
Well, it's hard with the new coach because he's going to come in with a new scheme. You're not going to keep the same offense as the old coach. So you have to adapt to that. You have to adapt to the players with new roles, and that's hard for everybody.
Right, and there's a reason the old coach was fired, so you're not going to put in the same type of run-and-gun style that Coach Catalano had. And even though these immensely talented and athletic kids in Dries, Davies, Pressler, and Heskins, they might be well suited for that running gun style, but Coach Pollock is going to try to implement something more slow paced, something that has a better chance to win with a team of lesser talent. So Pressler pulls up for 3 and it's no good. Rebounded by Robbins.
And John, a lot of these games they've lost this year have been tough ones. They've played Kennedy, they've played Eastside, but those games they've been winning up until the fourth quarter with leads up to 10. And they just let it go at the end. It's just that consistency towards the end of the game that's been killing them. We saw that against Fairlawn. And if they can hold out, if they can close these games, they would have a much better record than they do now.
There's no question about it. They went on a really bad 6-game losing streak midway through the season, losing to Ridgewood, Fairlawn, PCT, Ramapo, West Milford, Indian Hills, all teams that are very beatable, and Wayne Hills expected to win at least half of those games, and they came out 0-6, and that just got rid of all their confidence, as there is Scott Miller, back-to-back threes for Miller, and just like that, Lakeland pulls to within 8. Miller's 3rd three-pointer of the game. That's his reputation as a spot-up three-point shooter. And now Coach Pollock going to call a timeout as Wayne Hills was in full control, leading by 14, and now it's down to single digits.
John, I mean, the offense has got to get back into gear. They were hot coming out at the end of the first half. They just got to warm back up. They'll be fine.
Yeah, someone's got to guard number 31 right now. I mean, that's the only chance Lakeland has, is to light it up from beyond the arc, because Wayne Hills clearly has the advantage down low. And when we see Eric Sink huffing and puffing over here, Davies is working him to the bone down there. I mean, Peter's in good shape.
Well, he has to be as a defensive end, especially if you're going to play defensive end in college. That's a whole different story.
No doubt. I mean, Peter only has 6 points, but he's been maybe the biggest factor in this game.
They're going inside and out.
I mean, he really has set up everything for Wayne Hills. I mean, talking to Sam Pressler, who's the captain of this team, and as disappointing of a year as he's had personally, he always tells me how valuable Peter's been. He wasn't sure if Peter didn't decide to play basketball until the 11th hour this season. He didn't know if he was going to play to the last minute. And when he did, I mean, all the other players were so excited because they knew how big of an impact he would have, whether he's scoring 20 points or not.
John, his physicality is incredible. He can really post up against the best of them. At 6'4" and over 200 pounds, he's so strong, and he can really just manhandle his opponent.
Well, there's Sam Pressler hitting a 3 from the left wing, and he now has 9 points, and Sam is starting to get hot. 11-point lead for Wayne Hill. So as quickly as Miller was able to cut the lead down, Pressler answers with a huge bucket. I mean, that was really big to trample the psyche of Lakeland, because they were getting back into it mentally, and that kind of demoralizes you a little bit when your big comeback gets ousted that quickly. As Pressler gets inside again, so another basket for Sam Pressler. He's in double digits with 11, leading all scorers in this game. So he's finally putting together a fine performance. As Wasilewski's going to go to the line, he missed both free throws in the second quarter. So midway through the third, Wayne Hill's up 35-22. As Wasilewski 0 for 3 now from the stripe. And off back iron, no good. Robbins with the board, but it's stolen by Heskins. Heskins realized he didn't have the advantage, but he gives it to Pressler, who loses it. Davies fights for it, but it goes out of bounds over to Lakeland. But again, we talked about it at halftime. Matt Heskins, a real smart, calm player on the court, made a very wise decision to not go inside. I mean, he was looking toward the basket, but when he saw 3 red jerseys down low, he decided to just pull it out and give it to his friend. Unfortunately, Pressler lost it, but I mean, that's the steadying presence we were talking about with Heskins. Miller kicks it out for Sink from downtown, off the front of the rim, no good. I mean, Sink, he doesn't look like much of a shooter. I don't know if Lakeland likes that decision. Peter Davies gets in for the college layup and lays it home.
You know he wants to dunk it every time he goes up.
I mean, he goes up like he's going to dunk it, and then he realizes he's only 6'4", and he didn't get up high enough. So it still looks good. He's got 6 quick points here in the third. Haber off the wing, going to go reverse layup and gets it to go. Athletic play from Darius Haber, and the Wayne Hills offense is working on all cylinders.
Well, John, that's his play right there. Darius loves to go up and under. We saw it against Wayne Valley, and that's his. He can really drive past almost any defender. He's really quick. He's got great ball handling skills, and when he doesn't have the open shot, he's quick to look to a teammate who's open. So, very, very good player.
That is possibly the run of the game for Wayne Hills. That could just about put this one away. They're up by 17 now here with 2:53 to go in the third. I mean, you don't want to count anybody out in the third quarter, but that's a huge run for Wayne Hills right after Miller had put his team back in it. I mean, this is a 5-15 team. When you fall behind by 17 on the road, your confidence isn't exactly high. And do you think senior night motivated these players at all?
Oh, of course. You want to see your stats go up for senior night. I know I would. If I was playing basketball and it's my senior night, I want to throw down 30.
Yeah, well, we're also baseball players and look at stats on a daily basis.
Touche. But then again, it has to be in the back of their mind.
Oh, yeah.
This is my last home game. Let me light it up for everybody.
And if you look at the numbers, Matt Heskins is only 13 points behind Peter Davies for their career. If they know that, maybe there's a little competition going. You never know. But nonetheless, it's the final home game more than anything. That's probably the biggest thing. Miller from downtown, no good. He's human. Davies with the rebound. They needed that one to fall. Drees off Davies' screen. Around sink in triple coverage, puts it up, no good. Davies the board, and he's going to lay it in. Davies just too strong down there, taking up a lot of space, and there's nothing Lakeland could do.
There's nothing a lot of teams can do. Really, no, he's almost an uncoverable player because he's so big, he's so strong. He can really do whatever he wants.
Bede scores and gets into double figures with 10. But Wayne Hill still with the 17-point lead. What an athletic move by Drees. He lost it. It actually ended up right in the hands of Pressler, but before that, they're going to call a foul on Lakeland, and they're going to say that Drees was going up for a shot, so he's going to get 2 free throws.
Well, this is key in any game. I think free throws are, what some teams live by and what some teams die by. It's so easy to say, oh, I'll just go and make this free throw, but it comes down to sometimes the pressure gets to you, sometimes your mental toughness isn't there, you're affected by the plays that have been going around you, and it really affects your game. Now, a few missed free throws, we've seen 4 by Wesolowski on Lakeland. If this was a close game, those 4 free throws could be a win or a loss.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, any game decided by like 5 points or fewer, you just look back at the missed free throws, and the game could be a whole different outcome. So here's Bede off the dribble on Heskins. Davies with another rebound. Like Coach Goldstein said, a double-double machine, and he's well on his way for another one. Nice move by Drees. Look at the quickness to get that step inside.
And that's why colleges are starting to notice how nice of a player he is. Really fantastic.
I mean, he's the point guard. He really controls the game for Wayne Hills. There he is with another rebound. I mean, we really haven't seen many college prospects come through the Wayne Hills basketball program as Drees with a foul there. Looks to be coming up a little bit lame. But, I mean, he's so athletic and so quick. And he controls the game. He's not afraid to take shots. He's not a bad shooter. I could definitely see him be an impact D2 or 3 player.
So Pete's going to sit on the bench for a little bit.
Well, with Wayne Hills up by 20, you definitely want him healthy for the state game next Tuesday.
Good help, man. 533, Carolina.
As Wayne Hills will be on the road against the first-seeded Tenafly team. And even though Tenafly is ranked number 1 in North 1 Group 3, they really think that Wayne Hills really thinks that they can give him a battle and maybe even win that game. I mean, talking to some of the players, they say that Tenafly has had a real weak schedule. There's no power points in basketball as Drees gets a steal, and he blows past Lakeland and lays it in. So Mike Drees with another bucket. He has 12 points now tonight. and he's really getting things going.
Well, Lakeland's starting to go to their bench too.
I mean, they have to right now. They got to get a spark from somewhere as Robbins is going to head to the line. And number 21, Jordan Augie, is going to check in for the first time, another sophomore.
2 shots.
First free throw is no good by Robbins.
John, you got 21. 1.
So a 22-point lead for Wayne Hills. One of the strongest performances. But going back to what I was saying about the state game, they really feel they have a chance in that game because they know they're playing well right now. After this game, if they bring home the W, they'll be 6-4 in their last 10, beating some quality opponents. And even their losses have been very close. So they're right there with all the top-tier teams. They've had a lot of close losses, a lot of losses where they were ahead most of the game and then lost it in the end. So these guys really feel like they can win that game, and if they do, it'd be a monster upset and really pretty much make this a successful season. If we could win a state game, it's pretty much considered a successful basketball year.
Well, not only that, they won their first county game in like 5 years. So that's their record does not reflect the team that they are, and they understand that. They know they underachieved this year, but they know they have a ton of talent on this team, and they know they could go deep into any playoffs, whether it's the counties or the states.
Dries gets that one to go with a couple seconds on the clock. They're going to have to check up a 3, and they're not going to get it off in time. So that'll do it for 3 quarters here from Wayne Hills. 48-25, Patriots in full control of this one after this game. But most likely be 9-15, like Anthony said, a record not reflective of the level of talent on this club. But like we said, they've turned it on of late, and we've seen some quality play from everyone on this club. And in this game, especially in the last few minutes, from the point guard number 5, Mike Dries, who has had a very good season, leading this Wayne Hills team in points, 291 points on the year, 106 assists to lead everybody, 121 rebounds, second on the team, which, like we said, is a tremendous feat for a point guard. And he's had a great career, 352 points in his career, and he's led this Patriot team in 2010, 2011, and like you said, getting some college looks now, well deserved.
Well, this has been an exciting year for Mike. He won a state championship in football as the number 1 wide receiver on the team, and now look at this. He's taken the role as point guard, which was really made for Matt Heskins last year. He ran the point, but in this new offense where you need a really athletic point guard, not to say that Matt is unathletic, but one that's super explosive, and that's exactly what Mike is, and he fits this offense perfectly, and we've seen it. 291 points just this year. That's fantastic.
Yeah, explosive is the exact word you want to use. I mean, it's in his genes, with, of course, his sister, Nicolette, being a dominant soccer player, a dominant basketball player. We'll see her right here next week against Sparta in the first round of the state playoffs. The girls have had a tremendous season as Paul Rothwolf hits that 3-pointer. The girls have had a fantastic season under the direction of Coach Porta. I mean, they were supposed to be understudies to the boys as far as the dominant basketball team here at Wayne Hills, as Heskins with a nice drive using his left-hand advantage to get that one to go. That's his first basket of the night, so he gets off the schneid. But like I was saying, the boys were disappointing, but the girls were doubly as exciting. I mean, they've had a great season, led by some underclassmen. Erica Wills, the senior point guard, but after her, it's been just about all underclassmen. Of course, Christy Cherub and Nicolette Dries. And Shauna Birch will bring some toughness to the squad. And
yeah, not to mention Mariana Vasilicic. Just great players. Great players on that team.
You can't forget Jen Litsky, the 3-year starter. As that free throw is short from Wasilewski, as Giardello will check in for Peter. That might be it for Peter, as they're going to give him a standing ovation on the bench. So it's 6:53 to go. Davies going to give way to Giardello, who will get some quality playing time right now. And you got to tip your cap to Peter for deciding to play this year, and not just playing, but playing with a chip on his shoulder and playing real well.
Yeah, no need to force the matter with Pete tonight. Great game. Obviously a great career for Wayne Hills, and he's got a state game upcoming, which is which is really what this team has to look forward to. As you see Matt Heskins coming out now, another fantastic player to come through this Wayne Hills program. Probably the best of these seniors if you had to rank them, just on an overall basis. He's a scorer, he can pass, he plays scrappy, he steals, he's the whole package. He's exactly what you look for, a team player, a guy that can literally do everything.
Well, it's nice to see Coach Pollock giving his seniors one last round of applause here at home as Preston Quinn's going to check in for Sam Pressler. So now Sam's going to get his standing ovation on a great career here at Wayne Hills, and it's really nice to see the seniors go out like this.
Yeah, standing ovation from the fans and their teammates. It's got to feel great going to the bench like that.
Oh, no question. And you know all that hard work and dedication is being acknowledged by everyone in your community. They have a pretty good crowd on hand tonight for this one. As Giardello gets the rebound, and he gets tied up, and they're going to call a jump ball, it looks like. That was number 21, Jordan Augie, getting in there, as Danny Miller's going to check in, the younger brother of Scott Miller. And Nick Unger is in there as well, a former Wayneite. Oh, it's a different Nick Unger. Excuse me. And I didn't. You pointed to him. I thought he moved.
No, I was noting the fact that he was coming into the game.
Oh, he's right in front of us.
Corey Vanderpool is going to check into the game for John Giardello.
So we thought Giardello might get 7 minutes, but he gets 1. But he gets a nice round of applause. Which would John
Well
rather
deserved.
have?
I think he wants the round of applause. Although, for him, it would have been a nice opportunity to score a little bit, but
That's all right.
he appreciates his time.
Oh, that pass was airman. Look at Dries go get it in the corner. Going to go baseline, gets bumped, no call. The ball goes to midcourt. Vanderploeg gets it. Looking for Quinn. I haven't said that name in a while on Wayne Hill's broadcast. Of course, the younger brother of former great quarterback Mike Quinn. It's just nice to hear that name again. As Quinn is going to look to make a move on Miller. This is Gazim Husseini in the game in the corner. He drives baseline, makes a nice move and gets it to go. So Gazim's first points of the night. And Wayne Hills now leads 52-28 with 5 minutes to go here on senior night.
Well, if Darius Aber comes back in, you're going to see next year's starting lineup potentially.
Yeah, Dries, the only senior still in the game. He's going to get his round of applause very soon as a foul is called on Wayne Hills. So Rothloff going to go to the line as Donald Cook is about to check in. So the JV team, all sophomores, about to be in there now for Lakeland.
Two-shot, guys, two-shot.
Except for Scott Miller, but he's about to come out.
Good job, guys. Good sportsmanship. That's what we like to see. Two-shot, guys.
So Rothloff at the line. His first attempt is no good.
Here we go. We got one, guys. Let him touch.
So the rebound goes to Pressler. Rothloff no good on both. So Mike Dries going to work things up for Wayne Hills. Gives it off to Wills on the wing.
John, you mentioned Nick Unger before this Lakeland team. There's a Nick Unger of Wayne. We played baseball with him before, and I went to middle school with him. Good kid.
Yeah, I've heard about him because he plays a lot of baseball, but I wouldn't recognize him because I was never on the same team as him, and I saw the name on Lakeland, and I figured that it was the same individual that used to live in Wayne.
Honest mistake.
I mean, how many Nick Ungers are you going to find in northern New Jersey?
Well,
at least 2.
I'll guess 2. Maybe there's more. Over or under 2.5.
So my mistake. So Randy Farrell going to check in for Scott Miller as Mike Dries checks out for Wayne Hills. He gets his standing ovation. And now all the seniors are riding the pine here at home in their final regular season game at the Gifford Gymnasium.
Well, this lineup right here is going to be the main guys for next year's team.
Yeah, I mean, unless someone else steps in, this is going to be it for next year. You got a couple more juniors on the bench in Greenfield and Collum, but this is probably going to be your lineup next year with Scott Wills and Darius Haber working the ball along with Gazim Musini and Preston Quinn and Corey Vanderplug down low. I mean, not much experience there, but some talent and a chance to, if they buy into the system and play well together and hit their shots, they could be a successful squad.
Yeah, they'll have their ups and downs. It depends on their shooting. This is going to be a shooting team next year. It's not a big and physical team like they have this year. No Pete Davies. Corey Vanderplug is a tall kid, but he's not as, necessarily physical or, just overall big as Pete is.
Danny Miller gets that one to go down low as Wills tried to draw the charge, but no call was made. So basically, other than Haber and Wills, this is a rematch of the JV game right now.
Yeah, they're getting their minutes tonight.
This is Quinn trying to go baseline, gets in there, airballs the finger roll. He was hit and hit the deck hard, but no call. Coming back the other way is Rothloff, puts it up, no good, but he's going to go to the line, foul on Haber. As now Greenfield's going to check in for, I'm going to guess, Wills or Haber. So Nick Unger checks out. Rothloff hits the first free throw. As Haber and Wills check out, so it's now officially a JV game with 3:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Rothloff's second is good. So he now has 5 points tonight coming off the bench. And I mean, both coaches getting a little glimpse of next year right now. All sophomores in the game for Lakeland as well. Of course, Hills with mostly juniors. This is Gazim handing it off for Quinn. Quinn got stripped from behind. It's going to go out of bounds over to Wayne Hills as Rothloff goes 3 rows deep into the crowd. Now Matt Collum going to check in for Vanderplug. So a very small, inexperienced lineup now. But that goes for both teams. So Collum off the screen, or I'm sorry, Busini off the screen, goes baseline, loses it. Greenfield gets in there, lays it up, no good. The rebound goes to, is going to go to Lakeland off the out of bounds scrum. It's nice to see some new faces in there.
Yeah, I get tired of saying Davies all the time, huh? Because he's the only one scoring most of the time. It's nice.
It is. You don't get to see these kids play too much either. And they're going to call a charge on charge on Lakeland, excuse me, Collum to inbound.
Coaches always love to see that, players taking the charge.
Especially in a mop-up role like this. I mean,
I take advantage of this, John. If I'm given this kind of time.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh man, I want to dunk it. I want to steal. I want to block from behind. I want everything.
Oh yeah, no doubt. As Preston Quinn drills that 3-pointer, so he gets into the stat book. But I mean, lethargic play is characteristic of a 23-point game with 2 minutes to go. But when you got young kids playing for their spots next year,
you're going to see some intensity.
Yeah, the effort level's still going to be there. Getting inside was Farrell. That didn't work well for him. Now Quinn going to work the point. Working on Rothloff. Quinn gets inside, looks for the dish, and couldn't find anyone. And it's going to go out of bounds back over to Lakeland as Gazim is going to check out for Chris Goddard. So everyone getting in there now for Wayne Hills. I don't think there's anyone left on the bench.
That's the whole bench, John.
That's going to be everybody now.
That's going to be exciting. Get some varsity play in there. 2 solid minutes of play.
If only we got varsity time last year. We won't go there.
I had my 2 plate appearances, both strikeouts. It's okay.
I have yet to record that back. but that'll change this year. Column up ahead for Quinn, pulls up again from downtown, no good. They go to the deck. Greenfield battles for it, bringing his football mentality onto the basketball court. Greenfield did a great job of stepping in at defensive end this year.
Hey, he was another one. Spark off the bench.
I mean, he really does have a basketball build. I mean, he's not a small kid, but he's not huge. He's not Davey sized by any means. But basically, he got the starting job based on pure heart and desire, and just played so hard for the football team, and he earned himself a starting spot. He wasn't a starter at the beginning of the year, and he got the job and ran with it. As Greenfield gets that rebound. Column with some good ball handling. 1 minute to go in the game. 57-32 Wayne Hills. Goddard's attempt is no good. Rebounded by Rothloff. So stay tuned, folks, for our post-game coverage as that three is drilled by Danny Miller. He has 5 points now, so filling in the shoes of his older brother, Scott, who's watching his younger brother play right now. But we'll have a live interview with a Wayne Hills player, as well as some final thoughts on this regular season for Wayne Hills, so stay tuned. 31 seconds away from the conclusion of this one. Nice steal by Goddard. He's got a one-on-one opportunity, makes a nice move, gets inside, and he's stuffed as Greenfield battles for it, comes away with it, pulls up, and they're going to call a foul on Rothloff. 21 seconds left, but nice steal by Goddard.
Yeah, it was a nice steal. Quick hands.
That's Rothloff's third foul in limited action tonight. Greenfield drills the free throw. Second attempt is good. So Matt Greenfield 2 for 2 from the line. And we'll play it out here with 18 seconds to go. Farrell making a move and can't get it to go. Greenfield the board with 10 seconds. That should probably do it once they get it over half court. Goddard will slow it down with 5 seconds to go. And that is going to do it for your senior night here at Wayne Hills High School. An impressive performance from the Patriots as they handle the Lancers of Lakeland easily with a 59-35 victory, as they will head into the state playoffs going 6-4 in their last 10.
John, great game. We saw early a dunk. It's always fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when the player talks about it all year and he hasn't done it yet. We got to see the debut of it.
Yeah, it was just a great game all around from everybody. Contributions from everyone. Drees with a good game. Davies played well in that third quarter to put things away. Pressler hit a lot of shots. Just a great all-around performance from Wayne Hill. So stay tuned as we'll be back with some post-game coverage after the break. As there's your boy Peter Davies finally making a play. As it looks like Jason Abadizian, the big boy running down the field. He's at the 40, the 30. Defenders are trying to get after him. He's at the 10, the 5. And then Jason Abadizian, who had talked to us before the game, said he was going to have a big play. And look at the big boy rumble into the end zone. Back here post-game with Wayne Hill Center, Peter Davies. Peter, 10 points tonight. Great game all around for everyone. Everyone really played well. You got some good points down low. You've had a great season all around. I mean, first of all, talk about your decision to play this year. Obviously, it's somewhat of a risk to play basketball, being a Division I college player. I mean, you grew up a basketball kid. You were a basketball player first and foremost growing up in life. You kind of evolved into a great football player in high school. But talk about how important it was to go out with your seniors tonight and how much it means to you to be a part of this team.
I mean, my whole life I've been playing with these kids, all 4 of these seniors and everything like that. I mean, our whole lives growing up together, practicing together, putting the sweat on the court, the blood, all the hardship we put on the court, and it all came down to tonight. I mean, tonight we had to look back on all that and show how much fun and how much we really love this sport.
Did senior night provide a little extra motivation for you guys, or was this another game, the last home game for you? Did you just want to play well, or was there a little extra motivation to beat a team that you knew you could beat?
I mean, all in all, I mean, we had extra motivation. Everyone wanted to play hard. Everyone wanted to play well. Because, I mean, we still have states next week and everything, so we just want to improve, try to be Tenafly on Saturday.
Now, speaking of Tenafly, it's your first round state game. They're the 1 seed, so obviously you guys are going to be the heavy underdog going on the road to play them. But I've talked to Sam, I've talked to some other guys on the team, and you guys think you got a good shot. They've had a weak schedule this year, and if you pull that upset, it really becomes a successful season. Now, you guys are 6-4 in your last 10 games. You're playing well. You played well again tonight. What did you do well tonight that you can take forward into the playoffs and try to pull that upset next week?
I mean, the motivation definitely helps. I mean, tonight everyone was pumped. It was senior night. Everyone was having fun, a great time. I think if we bring that to Tenafly, we have our juice going, our shots going in and everything. I think we have a really good chance of beating them. I mean, like you said before, they have a weak schedule. And, I mean, our schedule, we play the best teams in, say, county, So, I mean, when you compare schedules like that, I think we have a good chance to beat them.
All right, well, Peter, thanks a lot for dropping by.
Thank you.
Great job tonight all around. Pass the word along to everyone that they got to win that game against Tenafly. We'll be doing the girls' game here. They have a home game in the States, so good luck against Tenafly. So hopefully we can call some more games for you guys in the future. So for everyone on our broadcast team tonight, great job all around. Wayne Hills gets the win against Lakeland. For my buddy Anthony Scadillo, I'm John Vitas signing off.